Our heroes, beaten and bruised, slowly approach the docks at night, only to see a shadowy figure pacing back and forth. The thief points at the docks and foams at the mouth. With a grimace, he says,
"Make them pay with their blood."
slowly unsheathing his dagger as he spots the mysterious man known as Turok, who looks panicked as he awaits the party's arrival.
Ah, good. Welcome, friends.
Round 1. Fight!
Wolf quickly snatches the cape of the hooded halfling, holding him in place before he can slice Turok with his dagger.
You'll pay for that.
Oh, put that away.
Anything else want to make my day a little more obnoxious?
After listening to the thief go on for 2 hours about Turok betraying him, Daphne and Marielle have simply had enough. Turok responds defensively with his arms up, looking at the thief with disappointment.
Well, they've lost interest. Hooray for madmen.
Round 2. Fight!
Put that down! It is not necessary.
Wolf continues to clutch the cape with both hands, subduing the halfling. The maniacal menace spins around, completely bug-eyed, and drool all over his face, attempting to break free.
Did you hear about this?
Seeing no other option as the thief is losing his mind, Wolf throws him into the ocean.
Violence is going to get us nowhere.
Yes.
Always some twit in the river making stupid choices.
Please, just follow me. There's no telling how they will respond if...
What are you even talking about?
Catching everyone off guard, Renara appears at the foot of the ladder just at the edge of the dock, interrupting the potential chaos. Turok looks confused and upset and explains that
I don't honestly know.
why the caped halfling lunged at me before his friends saved me.
Attack us? How ungrateful and uncouth.
The wise woman's eyes widen, looking completely disheartened.
Sorry, I don't know.
What came over him? Squinting at the halfling as he's enveloped in the ocean.
Pardon me, but I apologize.
Daphne is able to relay the events that had transpired at Seagrow Caves very quickly and explains their erratic behavior is due to fatigue and exhaustion, and they simply just need to eat and rest. Marielle clutches her stomach as she begins to feel hunger pangs.
Yes.
Ah, good. Welcome, friends.
Turok understands and is overwhelmed with joy when he learns that they have saved the Myconid family.
Good to see you are a person of your word.
Renara's shoulders begin to sag as she sighs with relief.
Yes, of course.
Wolf's chest now puffs out with pride. With the thief now literally and figuratively cooled down, he climbs onto the dock, rolls over, and then stands up, completely upset and exhausted.
When you're ready, you can bugger off.
You know better.
Daphne quickly turns to the halfling with a scowling face and her fingers crackling with electricity.
That shouldn't be a problem.
The static sound reminds him of her cooking the sturge alive in Seagrow Cave.
Some winker wants to stir up trouble on my boat? Huh.
Marielle's hunger continues to amplify her anger.
Sorry, I don't honestly...
Wish you any harm. Turok, still confused, attempts to reassure the thief of his innocence.
Well, this is awkward. Perhaps we'll have to settle this somehow else. Can you think of anything?
Renara's commanding presence stumps everyone, including Turok, as they await her next sentence.
Well, the reward is there.
A hot meal and warm bed await your heroic deeds.
You finished? Please.
Seeing the halfling completely drenched and beginning to shake, Renara begins to escort them into Dragon's Rest.
Run along now.
The others are in the kitchen. I'm sure they would be delighted for you to join them.
Yes.
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 Yes,
Farewell.
Our heroes enter Dragon's Rest as they move as one along the rickety bridge. A cool breeze and eerie silence pervades the area. Daphne intentionally stays at the back of the line in order to have a moment with Turok.
Greetings. I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you.
Daphne quickly reveals the sack that Turok had left behind, but this time is completely full of heart-cap mushrooms. Turok's head jukes left and right, trying to peer around Daphne to make sure that nobody is around to hear.
Ah, good. Welcome, friend. Nod and follow me.
Daphne's suspicion is now aroused, along with her curiosity as she follows Turok into his room, wasting no time, as if he has only a few seconds to ask Daphne what's really concerning him. I see that you have found the sack that I had dropped at the entrance of Seagrow Cave due to that hideous monster. With almost a paranoid smile, he extends his arms quickly, revealing the same tattoo that Turok was keeping secret just early this morning, which makes Daphne hesitant as she still clings to the bag,
Pardon me, but I didn't understand that at all.
playing ignorant to see how Turok responds. You see, I routinely bring the Myconid family our food scraps, as they like to use it as fertilizer, but this time, well, you know.
Of course.
Daphne can see that he's telling the truth, but not the whole truth. The wizard recounts humorously how they had found this bag at the entrance of the caves, didn't understand why it was full of food scraps, and then dumped it, not knowing what to do with it. The old man's eyes begin to widen as he takes a step back into his own desk. His knees begin to weaken, and then he regains his composure.
I'm not sure.
Was there anything else in the bag?
Yes, the map.
And compass of the cave. With Turok still feeble, his arm is supported against the chair, holding his body up. He asks, was there anything else in the bag? It was Daphne's resourcefulness that identified the ancient red dragon tooth, and it is only her that can truly appreciate the chaos that can ensue. She feels compelled to deceive Turok, as she is unable to trust him.
No.
A little too quick to answer, Turok's eyes now squint, but for a second.
Yes, of course.
Daphne can clearly see the confusion on his face and quickly extends her arms in front of her, opening the bag, revealing the heart cap mushrooms that she had collected at Seagrow Caves.
Ah, good!
Turok's face lights up with excitement and is dazzled by the luminescence coming within the bag.
Well, the potions you can have
Tomorrow. But first, please allow me to escort you to dinner. Renara's looming presence surveils Dragon's Rest from the Temple of Bahamut while Daphne and Turok make their way to the kitchen. Just as our haggard heroes arrive at the entrance of the kitchen, Wolf quickly puts his arm out, hearing the distressed conversation coming from within.
Sorry, I don't know.
What they could be so upset about.
Tiny kobold, no!
I don't understand. You speak the common tongue.
The kobold's draconic tongue reverberates throughout the kitchen before calmly speaking in common.
On our search for Adron, we found a ship veer off and crash into the rocks. Why?
The legendary mercenary named Varnoth, who bears many scars, responds to the kobold with,
I should have known of this. The Mother Night has been speaking in my dreams, telling me that the death will change our ways. Maybe this is it. The time to take action. To play my part.
The thief is alerted to footsteps coming up the path, and then quickly turns around only to discover it's Turok.
No.
Please, just
Take care of yourselves. We'll put the kettle on.
Marielle's hunger takes priority, throwing Wolf off guard while Daphne pulls herself in front of Turok, literally standing up for him.
Now?
That's good, yes.
The sopping, starving halfling exposes his tiny hands, his digits spread out as a gesture of truce.
Oh, wow.
Please, here.
Wolf hastily follows Marielle into the kitchen, while the others slowly trail behind. The rugged mercenary thrusts up from her chair, standing and leading into the table, saying,
You are alive!
holding their wounds as they enter the kitchen. Each member of the party responds with,
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes. Of course.
as the old man herds them into the kitchen with open arms.
Oh my, what happened to you?
He gratefully interjects and explains to Varnoth that our newfound friends exterminated the threat at Seagrow Caves, and in the process saved the Myconid family.
I have prayed and prayed to the Mother Night to help, give guidance. And now you are here. You may be a gift from the Mother Night.
Maybe.
Marielle shrugs her shoulders in exhaustion, focused on the feast in front of her.
I apologize. I have no clue what that means.
While Daphne appears genuinely perplexed, Turok gently places each hand on Wolf and Daphne
I don't know how else to explain it.
and hangs his head down low.
I'm the one responsible for all this.
Varnoth insists it is not his fault.
No.
Daphne, observing his body language, can see he's sincerely telling the truth.
I haven't the slightest idea what you are trying to say.
As Turok now places his hands together, he gazes upon our heroes and apologizes. I have not explained that just recently looking for one of our residents, Renara's assistant Rix and I here found a massive fog that was clouded around a bunch of shipwrecks. I allowed my curiosity to get the best of me and feel I've disturbed some sort of presence.
But the fog isn't the problem, it's the things that came along with it. Weird things, like from nightmares. The worst seem content to keep to the fog. Figures I can't rightly describe. Soon after, everyone's suffering from the same bad dreams, me included. Mostly visions of bleak skies and empty cities. Others think that they're visions of what's beyond the fog. But who can truly say? Worse, everyone is terrified of sleeping, fearing the nightmares.
The old man looks at the rock floor in shame.
Yes?
The thief, now aided by Ale, presses Turok to continue.
I can't be sure, but
When I expressed our concern for our well-being, Adron took it upon himself.
No.
Varnoth quickly echoes in Turok's defense.
We and many of our pack disagree.
That might is right, but Adron
Called out our leader, saying that it was better
to be on the offense than the defense, angrily rejecting her teachings of peace.
Not long after,
Adron.
never returned. I do not believe he is dead. Although in my prayers to the Mother Night, she shows me death, but not whom it is bestowed on. So there is a glimmer of light that tells me that he
Adron.
is still alive somewhere. If you could find him on your travels, I would be in your debt.
Who do you think I am? I hope you're gonna pay me for this.
Daphne responds in disgust, slapping the thief upside the back of his wet head. Distracted by the thief's greed, Wolf then reassures Varnoth by nodding forward and closing his eyes.
Of course.
Rix, the pious kobold, responds with,
Yes, that's exactly what happened. They went straight into the fog. Why would they go into the rocks?
it's all the more reason.
to find out what is actually going on here. With sincere gratitude and admiration, Turok expresses,
Please, you seem like you might be strong enough. Maybe even learn how to get rid of the awful maze of fog.
But first, please, relax, sit down, eat as much as you like, and stay as long as you want. We would absolutely love to have you. The old man is now on the cusp of sounding desperate.
Oh, wow.
Marielle rolls her head back with sarcasm,
Well, that's new.
referring to Turok's pleas for help, which cracks a smile from the caped halfling as he holds his hand out, flicking it forward towards Turok as he spills his ale everywhere.
Are you going now? Good. Bye-bye!
Stop that.
Daphne and Wolf are red with shock and embarrassment, while Marielle laughs in amusement.
Of course.
Turok takes his cue and slips out of the kitchen, allowing our heroes to nourish their bodies and get some rest before he sends them off onto their next adventure. After their first and deadly day on Stormwreck Isle, our heroes eat as much as they can. And with that, Varnoth escorts them down to the entrance of Dragon's Rest, where our heroes can get the much-needed rest that they deserve. Each one of them climbing into their bedrolls on the rock floor take just but a few moments before they begin to fall asleep. Wolf, now alone for the first time since arriving on the island, feels a sense of responsibility as he witnessed his friends almost being slain today right before his eyes. He can't help but recount the event over and over in his mind. Watching, helpless and paralyzed. In only a few seconds, the Firefang's ferocity leapt forward and smashed Daphne into the cavern walls, almost killing her. Completely caught off guard by the raging reptile, Wolf can now feel the searing heat wash all over his body, as if it was next to him in the room. Falling deeper into slumber, Wolf can smell burning flesh as he relives visions from another life of chaos, death, and destruction. Misery, sorrow, and pain flood our hero's heart just when the voice enters his mind.
Please, here, just...
Wolf sits up in a panic, completely drenched in his own sweat, looking around the room, baffled, trying to figure out where he is. As his senses begin to focus, he can still smell the burning flesh sitting in the air, and then he looks down at his hand, realizing that putrid-smelling odor was coming from his clamped hand as it was burning from the ancient red dragon tooth. Reflexively dropping the horrific heat onto the rock floor, Wolf begins to recognize within moments that the tooth is dissipating in energy. He cautiously walks over and slowly bends down, and then places his hand on the tooth, which is completely cooled, just before Tarok says,
Ah, good.
"You're awake.
What do you want?
Please follow me. Your friends are waiting for you at the dock." Wolf's sleight of hand quickly conceals the tooth into his pouch, and he agrees, nodding his head forward as he follows Tarok out.
I do have a few healing supplies that I've scraped together.
On the way to the rickety bridge, Tark explains to our hero that he packed a bag full of food as well as some potions of healing and 1 elixir of health, sure to cure any disease or poison. Wolf unconsciously crosses the unstable bridge with ease, distracted by the dreams throughout the night, while Renara watches on.
Ah, Sparrow. Good to see you've arrived.
Oh, a pleasure to see you. Wondrous.
Wolf is relieved to have a moment with Renara, but before he can get a word in, Renara quickly turns around and begins to address our heroes.
I see your mind is made up.
The weathered old woman says, "Although I am
Ever so thankful.
I feel compelled to tell you that you are about to enter a literal graveyard. There have now been several ships that have recently crashed on the rocks north of Dragon's Rest and have sunk with no survivors, which I believe is the origin of those zombies still plaguing Stormwreck Isle. But my heart tells me the answer lies within the fog, which shrouds around a much older wreck, the wreck of Compass Rose." After marking their map, Renara says, "May Bahamut's guidance lead you to whatever you seek."
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Of course.
Last one on deck, sleep tight to the mast.
Renara closes her eyes, bowing her head, showing respect for our heroes.
Farewell.
And with that, our brave heroes venture off to the north end of Stormwreck Isle in hopes to solve the mystery of the Cursed Shipwreck.
Oh, do you dear and fetch that thing?
Still feeling groggy from the night before, everyone respectfully takes their turn rummaging through the bag to find a snack before they arrive at the fog.
That's good, yeah.
What would normally be an exciting voyage for Marielle has instead got her depressed thinking about Mittens as she asks Wolf and Daphne,
I don't know.
"Do you think we'll ever find my cat?"
Sorry, I don't know.
Yes.
Wolf speaks from the heart while Daphne tries to reassure her.
Yes, yeah.
Delep, on the other hand, has no idea how he's going to get that tooth back to the Gilded Gallows. Before long, billowing clouds of steam emerge from the rocks ahead, and the air grows thicker with moisture. They begin to round a bend, and then see a cove where a hot spring burbles up from the rocks and spills into a pool before draining into the ocean. The water is luminescent, and the edges of the spring are lined with vibrantly colored mushrooms, which occasionally burst in a shower of rainbow spores.
I can't tell you how pleased I am to see.
Such a beautiful arrangement of fungi. Daphne excitedly tugs at Wolf's arm, pointing at the cove, trying to get his attention to stop the boat.
Oh, yes,
Thank you.
of course.
Much appreciated.
You finished?
Wolf, now slightly embarrassed, quickly reaches into his backpack, grabbing his hempen rope and throwing it onto the rock. Without tipping the boat, he gracefully jumps onto the rock.
Please, here,
securing the boat, allowing the party to disembark with ease.
I'm grateful.
Be safe and come back in one piece, please.
As the group begins to disperse, Wolf's hands begin to clam up, and then pins and needles climb up his spine and into his neck.
I don't understand.
Well, the only way to save
Ourselves are with potions of healing
and that is only possible.
by collecting heart-capped mushrooms.
Oh yes, that's conceivable.
Well, that's new.
Marielle marvels at a massive mushroom, trying to identify what it is.
I don't know.
Daphne remembers to rummage through her research, allowing her to quickly identify the magical properties bestowed upon
Well,
it. These rare and magical mushrooms are called wind spores. Due to their unique property, if you squeeze them, they'll release their spores, allowing you to breathe underwater for at least an hour, making them very valuable. Wolf's hearing begins to tune Daphne out. His focus becomes tunnel vision as his attention is drawn to the 3 burbling pools directly in front of him, which start to sound like voices coming from within the steam. Feeling the chills intensify up his neck, he bravely walks forward. His eyes gaze upon the surface of the water, seeing outlines shimmer that form the fume drake, the very same monsters they faced just before the fire snake almost killed them. His eyes begin to dart around, feeling the imminent danger. He yells out to the others,
Put that down!
"It's a trap! I can see those smoke monsters still lurking around here."
That shouldn't be.
The hooded halfling releases his bear hug of a grip around the mushroom, looking around, waiting to be attacked from anywhere.
maybe.
Daphne is unwilling to give up so quickly,
It is within the realm of possibilities.
hoping to harvest at least the spores before leaving.
No.
I said,
Put that down! That is not necessary.
Wolf shouts very sternly, startling the entire group as they've never seen him like this
What
before.
Winter decided today was Piss Sky Went Off Day?
Marielle quickly comes to Daphne's defense, while Daphne just mockingly looks at Wolf and says,
Yes.
Please, here. Just
with no time to explain, Wolf immediately ushers them to the boat, having his back to the group and keeping his eyes locked onto those shimmering pools at all times.
I don't understand.
Sorry,
We-
we have to get going.
Wolf hastily unties the boat, quickly looking back and forth at the pools, as if he's waiting for something to snatch him from behind.
Sorry, I don't know.
Wolf can't articulate exactly what he had just experienced, from the whispers in his mind to the steam monsters just sitting in front of him lurking in the pools.
But no one wanted to hear my concerns. My instincts told me
We needed those mushrooms to survive.
Oh yes. Okay.
Talib quickly takes Daphne's side.
We've got things to do, please.
Let's...
Go. Now.
Oh, wow.
Marielle sees Wolf losing his patience,
I don't understand.
and Daphne insists on an explanation.
Please, just leave me alone.
That I can do.
This is really going nowhere.
Shut up.
Oh, well, good day to you as well, I suppose.
Wolf is unable to convey to his comrades why he is feeling fatigued and frustrated, and instead they feel the same way he does. The moment the boat is silenced, they all evidently see an opening leading inside the fog as they bravely venture inside. Upon becoming completely enveloped by the fog, a feeling of frustration and claustrophobia hangs over them.
Are you going?
Yes, of course.
Along with a spine-chilling shriek, spiraling and swirling as it surrounds them. Following Renara's coordinates on the map, our heroes stumble upon a massive shipwreck, as if lured to this location by destiny.
Right.
Oh, yes. Let us chat a bit.
Pardon me, but
Daphne politely points out that she can see something swimming around ahead, what appears to be a shark fin, awaiting their arrival.
Feel free to take a swim. Mind the giant catfish, though.
Of course.
no. Most certainly not.
Be sure to subscribe and don't miss out to see how my party handled this adventure using the entire Warlock Tile gaming system.